Hotep, and welcome back, Black family. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Welcome back for another edition of Truth Seekers. Truth be told. Now, I want to play a video for y'all. This video is about how NASA is actually causing what's going on over there in Texas right now. Okay, I know a lot of people out here, you know, when you hear things like this, that the government is purposely creating these tsunamis and, you know, the monsoons of rain and these hurricanes, and, you know, a lot of them, yes, some of them are natural disasters. But you really need to get the understanding that most of these are being created by the government. And that, yes, they do have, okay, they have machinery, technology to do such a thing. Okay, it really doesn't take much. Okay, some oxygen hydroxide, some you know, let it loose up into the atmosphere. You know, if you let enough of it loose for long enough amount of time, it will cause a downpour that can last and do some serious damage. Okay, so I just want to point something I want to read to y'all. Now, these papers right here. Let me show you this page. This is what I'm reading from. Y'all see that? Now, blacks to be exterminated. Now, when I first came across this information, it was because I actually saw a documentary that talked about the King Alfred plan. I had never heard about the King Alfred plan before, so immediately I began to do my research, as I always do, on everything. Okay, and when I looked it up on Wikipedia, what is that? Wikipedia, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I hope you do. But when I looked it up, it basically said that it was some type of hoax. You know, this dude that wrote this book back in the 60s or whatever have you, and he had this King Alfred plan. You know, it was, you know, supposed to just show what could happen if black people were to get into an uprising or cause an uprising, start an uprising, you know, what the regime, the powers that be may do. And he put these copies of this manuscript all throughout train cars in New York City, and people got a hold of it, people started reading it, and it caused pandemonium. And so thus created the King Alfred plan. But what I'm about to read to you people, I'm talking about dates, I'm talking about article numbers, I'm talking about executive orders, which I have all looked up and verified, and they exist. So they say this was a hoax on Weedy Peak or whatever. I don't believe it. Not for a second. Not for a minute. They always want to say it's a hoax whenever it's involving something that's true. About something that they literally, truthfully plan to do. Which I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, what have they not done? Especially to black people. Okay? The Devil's Punch Bowl out in Natchez, Mississippi. Okay? Look that up. Okay, if you don't know about it. Okay, what they did with Black Wall Street. Okay, what they did with the Herero tribe of West Africa. Okay, South Africa. What they did with the Tasmanian people, you know, the Neothuk tribe. Okay, so many tribes of indigenous people, so many places of populations of people. Okay, I mean, you know, the list goes on. So, let me read something to y'all real quick, because I'm not going to read the whole thing. I actually want to get into this video. Alright, I just want to cover this with y'all and let y'all see that there is a plan. Population control is real. And there is a plan to exterminate not just black people, primarily black people, but this is going to affect, many people are going to get caught up in this, okay? Casualties of war, it's what they call it. You know, they don't mind doing that, alright? But here we go. A new government plan program was developed by the National Security Council between the years 1960 and 1964. It is called the King Alfred Plan. The plan detailed the encampment and extermination of 22 million blacks. U.S. Census count for 1970. It has been solidified by Reagan under Mr. Louis Ufreda, ex-director of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, known to most of you as FEMA. The plan is under the control of FEMA and had been secured under executive orders. Write this down because I checked them all out. 11490 11921 12148 and amended under National Security Directive number 52, aka Rex 84, as of April 6, 1984. Okay, look these up, brothers and sisters. Look it up. If you can, look this up too. Look it up. All you gotta do is go online, look this up, print you a copy if you can. Okay, download it to your computer PDF style, whatever have you, but have it for your own viewing. Okay, so let me read this one right here. Policy Planning Study, PPS-23, February 1948, by George Keenan of the State Department Planning Staff reported that the U.S. must devise, excuse me, sorry about that, guys. My godson calling me. I'll call him back. Anyway, let's get back to this. Let me start from the top. Policy Planning Study, PPS-23. February 1948, by George Keenan of the State Department Planning Staff reported that the U.S. must devise a pattern of relationships which will permit them to maintain. Now listen to this. The U.S. must devise, where am I at? The U.S. must devise a pattern of relationships which will permit them to maintain 50% of the world's wealth while only having 6% of the world's population. Y'all don't believe me? Look this shit up, man. I'm telling you, this is some true shit. What's going on right now with all these so-called natural disasters? Ain't nothing natural about it. It's all a plan, part of their plan. Population control. They got to get rid of some of us. Okay? Black, white, y'all too. All right? They got to get rid of some of us. Okay? They going to start this new world order. Okay? And history has shown that these people ain't never set out with a mission that they didn't go through with. Okay? They don't do that. Okay? If they set out a mission to do something, they do it. Okay? So wake up, my brothers and sisters. Wake up. Okay? All right, next one. In the National Security Memorandum, NSM-200, 1975, Henry Kissinger stated that a reduction of the rate of population of these states, third world countries, is a matter of vital U.S. security, since the U.S. will require large and increasing amounts of materials from abroad, especially from less developed countries, LDCs. That fact gives the U.S. enhanced interest in the political, economic, and social stability of these supplying countries. Wherever a lessening of population can increase the prospects of such stability, population policy becomes relevant to resources, supply, and to economic interests of the United States. What y'all think that means? Now, I know a lot of y'all probably sit back and say, well, that's third world countries. What they got to do with us over here? No. See, listen. Wherever there, do a little history research. For all of these places where these so-called natural disasters have occurred, what was going on over there when the tsunami took place? What was going on when Katrina took place? Okay? Anything was happening around that time frame? Check these things out. Okay? What's going on in Texas right now? Okay? Think about these things. You understand what I'm saying? And, put it all together. 1 + 1 = 2. Okay? If you do the math, and if you scratch a lie long enough and hard enough, you will come to the truth. Okay? So here we go. Ex-President Carter fanned the flames when he issued a directive to Congress on 5/23/1977, ordering a 3-year study on world population, natural resources, and the environment. To summarize 776 pages, my research. I read this too. Look this up, yo. Global 2000 report to the president. 1978 establishes that there will be zero population growth for the whites on the earth by the year 2000. And right now, today, look this up. They are damn near at zero birth rate. Okay? So here we go. And in order to preserve the survival of the white race, lands which contain resources that the U.S. needs must be freed of its surplus population. There's a lot of things that they plan to do, okay? Water will be polluted in Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and North Africa to destroy the coastal fisheries, okay? Decertification Unit, CUN, Decertification Conference 1977. UN Decertification Conference 1977 will destroy woodlands in the Sahel region in NC Africa below the Sahara Desert to increase destruction of topsoil and promote desert conditions. The people will have to resort to cow dung and fuel residue for fuel. Topsoil will have to be imported from U.S. See, this is a lot. This goes a long way. And I'm not going to do all this right now for y'all brothers and sisters, but I just wanted to point this out because I wanted to let y'all see that, you know, what's going on, population control, this shit is by design. So right now, let me play the video for y'all. Watch this and then you'll see what I'm talking about. The machinery that they have, the technology that they have that's causing much of this so-called natural disaster. There ain't nothing natural about it. This is man-made, just like damn near everything else they've been telling us. All the lies they've been feeding us through the ages. Wake up, my people, especially my brothers and sisters. Wake up.
Now, we're all watching this stuff unfolding right now and continuing to unfold and continuing to unfold. And people, I mean, 450,000 people homeless. FEMA is on standby. The National Guard are on the ground. And you see things like this right here. NASA sees the depression rebirth. Harvey's rebirth. Now, look at the area where this entire storm is. Okay? Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, right there. See this? See all the different colors? See all this crap? There's a reason I'm showing you. Now pay attention. You'll see what I'm saying. See the map? See the hardest hit areas? See where the storm's the worst? Notice this one little area right here. And I'm going to tell you why. Keep an eye on the map. Watch this. Let's do a search. Notice the Gulf of Mexico. Notice Texas. You see right here? Right here, the John C. Stennis Space Center. Well, let's take a look at what they were doing just today. You remember those big machines we told you about? The factories that are all daisy-chained together all across the country? Well, today, of all days, NASA decided to do this for 500 seconds. 500 seconds. Now, NASA knows, everybody knows, that doing this affects the weather greatly. I've shown you this in past videos where there was actually BBC reporters there showing that this was occurring, and then right afterwards it caused rainfall in the local areas. Well, imagine if you're having a hurricane event that won't stop dumping water, killing people, driving people out of their homes, destroying the property, causing FEMA to have to come in, causing the National Guard to have to come in, and causing absolute destruction and devastation in one particular region that we all saw a couple of years ago, right here. Remember that? Well, what's this entire area going through right now? Do you know what I mean? Look familiar? Absolutely. Notice the large circle. Notice the large circle. And look at what they decided to do of all days today. They decided to blast this for the longest that it's been run. And the story is exactly what NASA is claiming, is this is in preparation to bring men to Mars. Now, if you're listening to my channel right now, or you've listened for a long time, or you've just started listening today, and if you believe any of the bullshit that these people are spewing out of their mouths about taking men in a rocket through outer space to land on a planet and colonize Mars, you are an idiot, and you are part of the problem. You are part of the reason the country is falling apart. Because there is no such thing as flying to outer space. NASA cannot even get to the moon. And who said that? NASA said that. Don Pettit's come out numerous times and said the same thing. People don't seem to care. We can't get to the moon, but we're going to go to Mars. We have a hurricane that's literally destroying an entire region of the United States, and they decide today that for 500 seconds they should put all of this in the atmosphere. Literally a stone's throw away, and in the entire mass of the hurricane. What you're seeing right here, what you're watching them do right here, is right there. And all of it is moving right towards Texas. And it's already, they already know that it will cause weather. The exact NASA facility just recently had a news story done by the BBC. Let's listen, where they literally call NASA playing God.
Islands of Mississippi. This gave them an imaginary boundary line, and anyone living on the inside of it was offered a simple choice. Stay, and you'll never hear another television program as long as you live. Or take the NASA shilling and get out. Stay, and you'll never hear another television program as long as you live. Or take the NASA shilling and get out. No one stayed. And NASA ended up with exactly what it wanted. 125,000 acres of nothing. They even had to move 5 cemeteries because the noise they were planning on making would wake the dead. Don't worry if you can't hear what I'm saying. I couldn't even hear myself. This is the loudest sound you could possibly conceive. And as it turns out, the cleanest.
See what I told you?
Now, the most amazing thing is that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, is just a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. It's water vapor. And in about an hour's time, someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain.
That's what I'm saying. This stuff's not hard to do, y'all.
It's raining.
They are manipulating you.
NASA's playing God. NASA's playing God.
Now you just heard the reporter say that this, the byproduct of whatever it is they're doing, they're not testing to go to the moon. They're not testing to go to Mars. That's all bullshit. What they're doing is controlling the weather and using it as a weapon. So they are very, very well aware that this causes rainfall, because that's what the entire story was about, the massive rainfall. So when you have a machine like this in this proximity to an absolute cataclysmic hurricane event that's been going on for days, do you really think that it's reasonable, responsible to kick this out for the longest it's ever been run at one time while the hurricane is still affecting and killing people in the United States? Because that's exactly what they're doing. This test happened today on the 30th of August. This is weather warfare of the worst kind. That's exactly what they're doing. Texas is a threat. Texas has its own economy. Texas has its own resources. And Texas has people that will stand up and have threatened in the past to secede. It's on the Jade Helm map. These people play the long game.
Sorry about that. I clicked pause.
All of these people are on the ground right now. Right now. And meanwhile, to make sure that the maximum amount of damage, the maximum amount of homeless, and the maximum amount of people killed, this is what they decided to do today. And they damn well know it affects the weather. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is a conspiracy. People need to wake up. This stuff really bothers me because around this time last year, this is what I was doing.
YouTube, it's Richie from Boston. Today is Thursday. I am still driving home from West Virginia. 1,705 miles so far. I'm now in Massachusetts. But that's not what this video is about. This is a message to Black Lives Matter.
This was all the way to West Virginia to help the victims of another act of weather warfare when West Virginia got smashed
I'm sorry, I don't know why I did that.
by rain bombs, where 13 people at least were killed and thousands more were homeless. This isn't the first time that I've done this. This stuff really matters. This is what my YouTube channel allowed me to do. We need to do something here, people, because this is not going away. This just keeps going. They just keep finding new and exciting ways to kill, demoralize, and destroy the United States. And that's exactly what they're doing. Nothing more, nothing less. When this reporter says that NASA's playing God, he's not kidding. Richie from Boston.
Okay, so I'm going to end this video right now, brothers and sisters, people, family. But before I go, let me just read this one little part to y'all. I was going through these papers and I was like, oh snap. Let me read this part real quick. Okay, check this out. In addition to the above so-called legal enforcement, in 1982, Oliver North and Reagan added an amendment to King Alfred entitled Rex 84. Remember, I spoke about that earlier on. I read about that earlier on, okay? Signed into law in 1984, April 6 to be exact, okay? Which provides that Latinos be included in the extermination. Whoa, you hear that, my Latina brothers and sisters? But y'all don't want to have nothing to do with African, right? Most of y'all. I ain't not African. I ain't no African, okay? Whatever. Okay, and that the neo-Nazi groups in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi be federally funded and trained so that when the president to be declares the national crisis, these groups will be immediately deputized to assist law enforcement in the roundup and incarceration. Wow. You hear that? I'm telling you, man, but I'm going to get deeper into this with y'all, brothers and sisters. I just really wanted to play this video and speak a little bit about this and then let y'all see and let y'all know that this stuff is real. This ain't made up. This is real. Okay? They serious. They real serious, okay? They got to proceed with this, you know what I mean? They've gotten so ahead of themselves, their lies, the deceit, it's all starting to catch up with them. You understand what I'm saying? And, people are awakening. Okay, this is the age of Aquarius. People are awakening. We are right now living on what I like to call the information highway. We are traveling the information highway and, people are wakening up. No longer are people just dealing with just go by what I said. Just go along with the protocol. No, people want to know. Okay, when it comes to religion, when it comes to history, true history, everything. People want to know. People want to know. So, you know, and they know what's going on, and they feel like their time is coming to an end, so they must, you know, do all that they can do. And you know, Virginia was an example of how white supremacy still lives, and how strong and prevalent it is. It is in this nation, okay? And you know, it's a lot of things we got to wake up to, brothers and sisters. We really do. We got to wake up, you know. And you know, I say brothers and sisters because even though I said that this doesn't only affect black people, okay, as I just read to you, my Latina brothers and sisters, y'all been added to the list too, okay? But much of you white America, y'all, this going to affect you too, okay? Asians, Native Americans, whatever have you. You understand what I'm saying? But I address my black people because it's my black family that I need y'all to wake up. You understand what I'm saying? So that we can preserve our longevity. You know, we've made it too far to now throw in the towel and just sit back and act like we don't care. Like we're not aware. Like we're oblivious to what's going on in this world. You know, so on that note, I will say Ashe. May the rays of Ra always shine down on you and bring positivity and prosperity into your life. And may you continue to live under the laws of Ma'at. Truth, harmony, righteousness, and you know, all that's good. Be good to one another. Peace.